When you're on guard duty, you're going to have certain orders to follow. Keep them well, and what you guard is safe. Ignore the orders, you're going to be neck deep in trouble pretty quickly. Hey, before we put you on guard duty, let me say welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Thanks for joining me. This is the top spot on the internet for coffee with a cleric. You know, my goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and also share with a friend. If you join our email list, you'll get a free copy of my book, Count to One, that you can download to your computer. You'll get Mornings with Bishop Robert sent directly to your inbox every day. And there's a bunch of other great benefits too, so just click the link in the description. You'll find out all about them. Well, one of the very first things that one does when entering boot camp in the United States Marines is learn the general orders of a sentry. Now, the general orders are rules that Marines must know verbatim, and they govern every post. Yeah, the 11 general orders will guide every sentry and officer on duty in the Marine Corps. They outline a very specific set of rules and guidelines, and every possible scenario a guard on duty might encounter is outlined in the general orders. They describe the proper conduct demanded of every sentry while on duty. Now, there are 11 of them, as I said. The first one is this: take charge of this post and all government property in view. Well, today's verse says, above all else, guard your heart. So today's verse gives us an order. We are to guard our heart. In fact, we're told to guard it above all else. And when I hear the word guard, the first thing that pops into my mind is general orders, because I'm a Marine. The initial basic requirement of a sentry is to take charge. That's an active requirement, not a passive one. Guarding your heart requires you to take charge of it, to protect it from being exposed to things that might remove it from your control. Our heart needs constant, active protection. And you know, I find it interesting that it's the heart and not the head which is given this focus. But a well-guarded heart will serve to control our thoughts. A well-guarded heart sounds an alarm when we begin to even think and engage in thoughts which, though tempting, will eventually be quite destructive. So we must guard our heart above all else. Our heart is much like the rudder of a great ship. What it allows determines the course. When we're cautious and when we guard our heart, it keeps us on course and protects us from destroying ourselves. I know a man who refused to guard his heart. He's constantly making the same destructive choices over and over again. Now, at first, those choices seemed to be fun. He thought his life was carefree. But as he allowed himself to be steered off course, his choices demolished his family, his finances, his reputation. Then his choices destroyed his joy and his peace. His life is a miserable mess of his own doing, and he still can't see beyond his pain. Let's carefully and diligently guard our hearts, for they truly do determine the course of our lives. We've run out of time this morning, but I do want to ask you to help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and then also help them to get to know him personally and better. One way you can do that is by clicking like for this video and adding a comment. That really does help more people see it. Then you can also click follow or subscribe so that you and I can get together every single morning. Finally, I do want to ask you, share this video with a friend, please. Because as you do, you are part of the team, touching hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thanks for helping.